I know you're already there here. How fast do you think that misconception can be broken once these athletes really understand that this isn't just a local Knoxville thing, this is everywhere?
Hey, we all heard of David and Goliath. We David. That's all this is. So how fast can we get it in front of them and help them realize that, hey, just because you're in Knoxville don't mean a thing. I already understand it. You already understand it. And the more that we educate the athletes on, the more they're gonna understand it. I mean, and I think the clue's out there. You get these major companies moving here for tax shelters and things of that nature. So I mean, I think we keeping the secret just a secret enough to keep it from being overwhelmingly found out about. But for the most part, it just takes the right people to share the message. So I think we're good.
I think that Knoxville is the biggest small town I've ever been in.
Agreed. That's a factual statement.
I think it's big small town territory here. What are your thoughts and feelings and perception on these younger kids? And I say younger, I mean from 40 and under, basically the young generation of Knoxville. The perception for Knoxville right now is when young people leave college, they want to leave. They want to go to bigger cities like Nashville or Dallas or Miami or Atlanta. What is the perception that we can help overcome to know that and let them know there are opportunities for you here and to bring more of a youthful approach to this big, small town?
Now, Julia, you're speaking real life on that. I would say it's twofold. From a youth or younger perspective, having more of the growth that's happening now, I believe, will keep some young people. However, from a diversity perspective, young black men, they ain't sticking around Knoxville. Just because when you're here, it's not a lot of things that culturally look like you or resemble you because you got here to play football or play basketball, most likely a sport. Wow. So once you're done, you're kind of like, hey, I need to go be somewhere where I feel like I can fit in a little bit more because I was in a bubble playing sports. So with that being said, it's going to take Knoxville, it's going to take Tennessee as a whole to develop culturally. So that one, we probably got a ways to go on.
Yeah.
But just younger people in general, I think the more of those bigger companies that do pop up and provide opportunity, it is a way for the younger group to stay. And then what I have saw, the younger ones leave and then they go realize, hey, taxes and state taxes in other places is real and they come back. Or they realize, hey, it wasn't that bad after all.
Right.
Because they don't have the chance to have that economic learning curve on the front end. They get out because they want to be in a bigger city, faster pace, because they just been here for 4 years. And that's fair. But once you get out there and realize, hey, your money can go a whole lot further in Knoxville than it could in San Diego or in Atlanta or in Charlotte, it make you come back. So I just happened to learn that when I went to go get my tags, literally my senior year, I was getting tags. And in Atlanta, that was $462.
For your car?
For tags for the car. It was $495, sorry, $495. And in Knoxville, it was $62. At that moment
where we're at down the road, one county, it's $25.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So at that moment right there, that's when I had my, hold on. I checked myself. So, because I'm from Atlanta. My family's still there. I can always go to Atlanta, but if I'm going to stay somewhere, why don't I just stay here and I just go visit there? So if you're from a bigger city, you understand that. If you're from a smaller city and Knoxville is your biggest city, you may be okay staying there. But if you're from a bigger city and you like that big city vibes, you're going to probably leave and you may come back at some point in time. If you're from a small town, Knoxville is probably a great size for you, so you may just stay.
Right.
And then if there is a job opportunity for you, you may be more open to staying. So I think it's coming, but from a culture perspective, we got some ways to go because you ain't getting too much culture after college in Knoxville that's going to keep a lot of individuals that are from different backgrounds sticking around. That's a fact. So we got work to do on that part, but for the most part, it's definitely getting younger to some degree from when I was there in 2005, 2009 to staying there now, being removed from the school setting.
So I hate to change that topic, but I kind of do want to still touch on it because that's one of the best points that I can make, and I've continued to make, and you're making now, is our athletes come here, and, Knoxville is UT. That's what it is, and we have tons of opportunities outside of that, but these kids come here to play sports, and then they really don't feel like they have a home after the fact. What do we need to do to move that forward as far as giving them opportunities to lead in culture, lead in business? What kind of opportunities could we offer that would keep them here?
So, Julie, this one, somebody ain't gonna like this one. So this is just gonna be flat out honest. So you have guys, and I see it, that are on the team that could be your star players. And they're always going to try to go for the league first. But in the process, you got guys that are not the star players, but they're building those relationships or making those connections, or they're from different backgrounds. And those guys that leave, most of the time we come back and we got guys that work for the Pilots, work for the Regals, and the guys that played come back. The people that own the Pilots and the Regals like them, but they were never in the room to have that conversation to get given a real career path opportunity. Now, I don't know if that's culturally, I don't know what the deal is behind that, but there is a lot of instances where I can go see guys that didn't play at all that were white, and guys that played a lot that were black, and the guys that are white got great career jobs, and the guys that are black struggling. Now, that's here nor there, but in general, that happens a lot. So what we have to be able to do is put a even playing field together where, hey, everybody's going to get those opportunities to build these relationships with these people that can provide job opportunities and get exposed to them, and not just meet them in a football setting and get a chance to really get to know them as a human being, kind of like what you do. Which is the point
of your entire program. Get them in the room with the same people at the same time. And I absolutely love that. And you're talking about every single player, every single conversation, every opportunity, not just a one, like you said, not just a one-time NIL deal, but you are building something in Knoxville that can sweep the nation for success for all walks of life, all colors, all backgrounds, all socioeconomics, to get them all in the room together with the same opportunity of conversation and wealth. And that is something that I have not seen anyone else offer. And that's coming right out of Knoxville, Tennessee. That's amazing.
Come on now. Hey, I appreciate you, because it takes people being on the same page and in alignment and being open. And you've been one of the realest people that has been open to that. So I appreciate you, because that's what it's all about. And
yeah.
Some people get it and some people don't get it. And some people want to and don't know where to start. And some people may push back because they don't get a chance to get to meet the other people that don't look like them or whatever that looks like. Who knows? But at the end of the day, that's exactly what it's going to take. And I believe once that happens, we'll have more people staying in Knoxville because they realize, oh, man, there are people that actually care for me when I'm not just playing. Oh, man, there are opportunities for me that I never could get if I leave here. So that's the piece there. It's going to take time. It ain't going to happen overnight, but you get it.
Yeah, and I feel like on this side of it, as a business owner myself, that the perception of their success is already pre-made. And I think that that's something that we need to really get out to people in the Knoxville market, people in any sports industry, really, but Knoxville in and of itself, because it is a big, small town, you run into the same people everywhere, to not make the assumption that just because somebody's a star athlete that they have an opportunity waiting. And if you want them, you love that athlete, you want to take pictures with that athlete, you want them at your business, you want them signing autographs, don't assume that athlete has somewhere to go when they graduate. Go ahead and ask them to join your team.
Julia, you just said some of the realest stuff I've heard all day. So this is the next variable. A lot of times, from the background perspective, I'm going to be real again.
Sure.
Growing up where I grew up, there is no legacy. There is no business passed down. There are no necessarily educated people in the family. Sometimes you're first generation. Majority of the time, you're first generation. So in the different community that's not where I'm from, there's the legacy, there's the education, that's this expectation. Where I'm from, sports is the expectation or it doesn't happen. So the idea of, hey, I know I left my son this company or this opportunity, he can open up the door and keep on going, and he's better. He's already got something set there. I'm leaving him something to inherit. Over here on this side, nothing's been inherited. So that football stage that we see as a success, that's a success. That's as good as it's going to be. And once that's over, it's back to, I have nothing. I can't go back home. I have nobody to lean on. I have no guidance. I have no advice. I got to figure this thing out. So the expectation or perception is, it's thought of as, okay, they're probably good. In reality, it's a struggle because most of the time they were helping mom pay rent while they were still in school.
Yeah.
They were helping take care of their siblings while they were still in school. The scholarship check that you think they were getting enough so they shouldn't be getting paid for, that was probably barely paying their rent and barely paying their parents' rent, and so they ain't got no food. So all those things that are seen as successful, it's not as successful as it really looks.
Right.
Just because you put on TV don't mean it's okay.
It's going to be easy, and this is going to be so much easier for this team right now in Knoxville because They actually beat Florida.